let's face it, a lot of children have social anxiety in this generation. A lot of children don't really have a lot of friends. And so that is why I created the virtual birthday celebration, because instead of trying to force children to be other things, like people just assume that because a child is shy that they lack self-esteem or they lack confidence or yada yada. They might just be selectively social. They might just not have found their crew. They might not have confidence. Like, you have to really recognize those things. But instead of trying to force a child to be something different, why don't we just accept children for who they are? And while the birthday club is not just for children with social anxiety and things like that, the birthday club is specially made for children like that, because every child deserves to feel safe, seen and heard, and honored and valued and cherished. And because of society and the way that we are, birthdays are a big deal for most children. But not all children have the network or the confidence, the capability, whatever, to do that. So I have created on OutSchool live monthly birthday parties, so we can still celebrate your child on their birthday, even if they don't have any friends, and that they know that they can invite. They can, come to this birthday party. Perhaps also maybe you don't have money right now, things is tight. You can come to our virtual birthday party. So, but this is something that's really, really close to my heart, is really making spaces for all children to feel valued for who they are, not for who we want them to be, not for who you think they should be, not for anything other than who they actually are, and cultivating who they are, because everybody plays a role. And are there skills that we should all be able to just do and have? Absolutely. Are there things that we should all be able to just practice and evolve to? Absolutely. Yes. And though, are there also reasons why perhaps someone is more of a backseat role than a front seat? Absolutely. So it is important that we cultivate and pour into those children who have those things. So perhaps we can unwrap, why does this child have social anxiety? Is it because they don't feel worthy? Or is it because someone bullied them in the past? Is it because, something happened? Is it because something deeper and darker, perhaps, unfortunately? Because we are in reality, and unfortunately bad things do happen to children, and we have to recognize that. And that is why it is important to create safe spaces for children, and that is what I do, period. Okay, it is my long-term goal to have a boarding school, a huge boarding school for children, and I want to adopt like 100 children and have 100 children that are adopted there, and then a private boarding school for however many children, and I want to have them all over the world, and just safe spaces for children to grow and prosper. And I want to have 24/7 schools, so like a boarding school, but like you can drop your kid off if they're just coming for daycare, or if you have to work early, like all like systems in schools that work on the parent schedule. So at any time you can drop your kid off, even if they're not going to be staying there. You can just drop them off and come back when you can, type thing. And know that they're safe, knowing in your mind, like, my child is safe because Coach Yana and them they don't pay at that school. Okay, come on here if you want to. FAFO. Period. At that school, that's how they get down. Period. So that is the ultimate goal from this. So if you're just wondering, like, why is she doing all this? Because ultimately I want to have a lot of boarding schools around the world that are working with parent schedules of all kinds, and have boarding opportunities, and where I can adopt 100 children, and just give them a better experience, because children are the future. That is what we really, really, really have to recognize. Children are the future, and it is important that we pour into them positive things. All right, let's take a break. Let's watch a little snippet from something that I do involving children while we, visualize what that boarding school looks like. Stay tuned. And we're back. Honestly, I forgot why I even made this video, so I'm just gonna talk. These birds are flying all over the place, so that's why I keep looking over here. They're trying to see if I'm gonna like get up and eat them, but like, you know, I also help fill the bird feeder, so relax. Anyway, what is this all about? You know, just being mindful and purposeful about what you pour into your children, you know, because they are the future and they're very, very smart. Let me see. I feel like sometimes I just get so into what I'm doing that, like what I'm saying, that it takes me far away. Once we start talking about the boarding school, I just start thinking about like all the things that are possible. And the reason why I'm so passionate is because this world could be so much better. This world could be so much more wonderful than it is. And the only way to get there is if we get there together, you know? And one woman told me that if you can recognize an issue or a problem, it's because it's something that you can fix. Like if you can recognize it, you can fix it. And Florence Scovel Shinn says there's a place that only you can fill. There's a spot that only you can fill. So if you can recognize that there's something missing in this world, who better to fix it than you? Who better to help be a part of the solution than you? And the reality is, regardless if you want to admit it or not, there is a war on innocence and imagination. There is a war on children being children. And you can sit up here and we can act like it's not happening, but it is. What happened to the awkward teenage phase? It disappeared. There is a war on innocence. And if we do nothing, that makes me, because I can see it, just as bad as the people who are actively pouring into that nonsense. Children are precious. Their innocence is invaluable. Their imagination is creation and evolution. Children have some of the best ideas, the most creative, forward-thinking ideas. That needs to be protected. Because with enough children who grow into free thinkers, creative minds, resourceful, independent but also collaborative, assertive, dominant, confident, imagine what that could do for society. The more children that turn into those adults, the more generational curses will break. The more poverty will leave. The more violence will go away. Period. And that starts with me, that starts with you, that starts with us. If this environment is going to improve, it's going to be us. Period. So, you either be the change you want to see, or you be the opposite. That's for you to decide. I already made my choice. So with that being said, if you're feeling supportive with that in mind, like this video, share it, comment, do all those things. And if you have a child that could use a daily dose of confidence or something, join my membership, and limited spots available for the social club. So you might want to get up in there sooner than later. Bye.